What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Football versus FIFA. And yes, once again, we've got another load of rather tricky fixtures, if you ask me. We had a big European week last week, and now it is full-on Prem games, league games. We've got some Bundesliga in there, we've got some La Liga, so it should be very exciting indeed. Now, I've got another man from the FIFA community who I'm going to test his ball knowledge. So, Haber, would you like to say hello, mate?
Hello, how are we doing, guys? I've got to say, my ball knowledge is elite. However, when it comes to football, yeah, it's not amazing.
Oh, love to see it. Yeah, I mean, look, we've got some big fixtures, mate. Big fixtures on board today. Hopefully, we can do well. The average, yeah, is probably about 6 out of 10, mate. 60% figure. Last week, I almost got a full 10 out of 10, which was would have been pretty decent. But yeah, the fixtures for this week. We have got Everton versus Aston Villa, Leeds versus Southampton, Leicester versus Arsenal, Palace versus Liverpool, Hoffenheim versus Dortmund, Leipzig versus Frankfurt, Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich versus Union Berlin, Tottenham versus Chelsea, and Manchester United versus Newcastle. Some absolutely huge games. Let's see what we predicted.
All right, Jack, let's run this. 10 out of 10 incoming, 100% accuracy. So, Everton versus Aston Villa at Goodison Park. I am going to say Everton are going to win. I think Aston Villa aren't looking too bad under Emery. That's a lie. They've had some pretty poor results recently. I think that Arsenal game, I was very disappointed that they didn't get a result there for them, I guess. But no, I think Everton at Goodison Park, the bounce at Goodison Park, that stadium is fantastic. Like, it's one of the old-fashioned kind of boxed-off stadiums where the atmosphere is really close to the ground, and when those Everton fans get behind the players, you know, the atmosphere will be booming. So I'm going to say Everton to win. Leeds, Southampton, classic relegation battle there. Ooh. Leeds. I think Leeds are going to win that game. Leeds did not look bad against us at all, and that was without a manager. So I think that Leeds against Southampton, I think Leeds will win that game. Leicester, Arsenal are going to win that game. Leicester have had a few decent games in recent history. In the last few weeks, I guess. They've had a couple of decent wins. They didn't look bad against us in the first half, but we dominated the second half. I think Arsenal are in desperation mode right now. And I think that they're so desperate to win the title, they're going to throw everything at Leicester, and I think they're going to win against Leicester. Palace, Liverpool. Bro, I can't lie to you. Selhurst Park is not an easy place to go. I think Palace are going to win that game. I think Palace will beat Liverpool. Liverpool looks shocking at the moment. Sorry to say, Jack, because I know you're a Liverpool fan, but I reckon my 106 kilo ass could get into Liverpool's midfield right now, and I'd be gassed out in 15 seconds, if that. So I think that Liverpool get battered by Palace. Maybe not battered, but like, you know, they drew at Anfield, if I'm not mistaken. The game that Nunez got a red card in early on in the season. From personal experience, have watched my team draw at Palace. I just think that Liverpool will lose. I don't think they've got the quality to beat Palace, and I know they beat Newcastle, but 10 men Newcastle look better than Liverpool, in my opinion. Hoffenheim, Dortmund. I'm not too familiar with Hoffenheim. I'm gonna go Borussia Dortmund there. Leipzig versus Frankfurt. Leipzig. I think Leipzig beat Frankfurt. Frankfurt aren't terrible, and obviously they've just been absolutely run around the park by Napoli in the Champions League in the midweek. So I think that they maybe have a point to prove. They want to get a result, but Leipzig looked good against Man City in that second half, man. So I'm going to go with Leipzig. Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid at the Bernabeu. I think it'll be very difficult for Atletico Madrid to get a result there. I'm going to say Real Madrid win. Bayern versus Union Berlin. My beloved Bayern, I'm a closeted Bayern fan. Don't use the word closeted around me. I'm a closeted Bayern fan, right? I love Bayern Munich. I love Joshua Kimmich. They're like my second team, like my German team. So I'm going to say Bayern. I think at the Allianz Arena, I think there'll be too much for Union Berlin, who have been decent. They've been a pretty good defensive team this season. They've got a lad Docky who just, for some reason, as a centre-back scoring loads of goals, mate. Like, what's going on there? Obviously got players like Geraldo Becker. But no, I think that Bayern will win that game personally. Spurs, Chelsea. If I'm not mistaken, I think Chelsea scored one goal in their last, 2.5 months or something crazy like that. Obviously with the World Cup as well, but Chelsea just can't score. Do I think it would be the most Chelsea thing ever though to turn up against Tottenham and just win? Enzo's obviously fantastic. They've got Badiashile in there now as well. Mudryk, who I thought against Liverpool when he came on looked great, but then has looked terrible since. If they don't play Cucurella, maybe they get a result there, because Cucurella just seems to slow down their play. I'm going to go with a draw, though, for that one. And then Man United versus Newcastle, Carabao Cup Final. Oh, I really pray United win. I'm going to say United win. I pray we win. The Carabao Cup is not like this massive trophy or anything like that, but I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't praying for a win. I am desperate to win this silverware. First in 6 years. I'm desperate. I pray that we win. So I'm going to say Man United win against Newcastle, and that is my 10 predictions.
Yes, guys. All right, time for some predictions. So we have got the very first game, Everton versus Aston Villa. Two teams, you know, definitely not been great this season. No two ways about it. I will say Everton did beat Leeds, though, in their last fixture. I just think maybe home advantage. You'd like to think they could kick on from that, but it is Everton. We do have to remember that. I think on paper, Aston Villa definitely have the better team, but I think at home, tough place to go, Goodison Park. I'm going to go for an Everton win. We have then got Leeds versus Southampton. Now, yeah, another tricky one. Obviously, Leeds have just been beat by Everton, and they may bounce back from that. To be honest, Southampton are pretty bad as well, to be honest. So it's going to be a real relegation scrap, isn't it? I'm going to go for a bit of a Leeds win, though. Home, I think they may just edge it. That's what I'm going to say. Next fixture, we have got Leicester versus Arsenal. Not going to lie, Arsenal, I thought when they went through that run of games when they were losing, I thought, you know what, this is it. They're done now for the rest of the season. City are going to steam ahead, and United might go past them as well. But totally wrong. Fair play to them. They've got back in their stride. I think they're 2 wins now, and this could be the 3rd on the bounce. So look, I think it's away from home, albeit, but I'm gonna say Arsenal to win that game. I think it could be close at some points, especially if Leicester play how they did against United in the first half. That could be interesting, but yeah, Arsenal win for me. Then we have got Palace versus Liverpool. I've got to back the boys, haven't I? But I'm nervous on the back of that Real Madrid loss. Yeah, not really what you would have liked to see, but it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. I'm going to go for a Liverpool win. I can't back against them, can I? That would be stupid. So, yeah. Liverpool win for me. Next up, we have got Hoffenheim versus Dortmund. Dortmund are in an absolutely incredible run of form. I think they've won their last 7 games or something like that, or 8 games. They are flying, and they are almost top of the league, apart from Bayern Munich. I think have they gone past Union Berlin now? I'm not too sure, but it's very, very close at the top of the table. I think they could go ahead and potentially win that league. It's going to be very tight, like I said, at the end of the season. But yeah, I'm going to go for a Dortmund win. I don't think Hoffenheim are in that greater form. So yeah, simple as that. Leipzig versus Frankfurt then next up. Leipzig got a nice draw at home against Manchester City. Frankfurt just had the run around by Napoli. I think that could have left its mark a little bit. We're going to go for a Leipzig win. Next fixture, we have got Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. After what we saw Real Madrid do to us, there's one winner in that game, and that's Real Madrid. Simple as that. Bayern Munich versus Union Berlin. I know Union Berlin have been doing very well, but this is Bayern Munich. This is, you know, I can't see a win for Union Berlin. Bayern are just going to have too much, in my opinion. I think it could be a couple of 0 there, and yeah, I think it could come out a bit of a comfortable win, and they're just going to stamp their authority, I think, on the league, and just be like, you're not here just yet, mate. You're not here just yet. Next game, we've got Tottenham versus Chelsea. This is a bit of an interesting one. Chelsea scored 1 goal in 2023 so far. I think that was João Felix. Spurs, just a Spurs. Same Spurs that has always been around for the past few years. You think they're going to kick on after a couple of results, and then they something happens. The wheels fall off. I'm going to go for a draw, you know. I'm going to go for a draw. It's a big game, big fixture. Both teams need the win. Chelsea Champions League and European football probably out the window, to be honest with you. But Spurs are definitely going to be pushing for top 4. I would like to say Spurs win. I'd like to say Chelsea win. So I'm going to sit on the fence. We're going to go for a draw. Final game then. We have got the Carabao Cup Final. Manchester United versus Newcastle. This is going one way, and that is a Manchester United win. They have got too much for Newcastle. It's as simple as that. I've got to say, though, Newcastle, credit where credit's due. Great season so far. You can't take that away from them. But United are looking a different breed right now, I think. Yeah, they're scoring goals at times when United didn't used to score goals for the past 6-7 years. You know, they're really getting into the run of things. Rashford's in a rich vein of form. Casemiro's unbelievable. Very jealous. So, yeah, it hates me and pains me to say it, but Man United win. Here we are then. Let's have a look at the results, mate. So, the very first fixture was Everton versus Aston Villa. We both went for an Everton win, mate. Didn't work out very well, did it? Unfortunately.
No, sadly did not.
Yeah, Villa 2-0. Do you know what? I thought Everton were probably going to go ahead and not convincingly win, but I just think Goodison Park is quite a difficult place to go. They just got the win against Leeds. I thought they might have been on a bit of a resurgence, but yeah, unfortunately not. I did put in Godfrey for that fixture. Who did you put in?
I had that Centurion's Seamus Coleman.
Oh, so a right back and a centre back are going to be removed from the team. So yeah, if you'd like to remove Coleman, mate. Next fixture, we have got Leeds versus Southampton, which, Leeds did get a nice little 1-0 win, to be fair. It was Firpo as well. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the greatest of finishes, don't get me wrong. I think it was the goal that I've seen. But was it his right foot? I'm pretty sure it was, wasn't it? Have you seen the goal?
I haven't seen it.
I think it was his right foot, I'm almost certain. But yeah, fair play. Leeds still in a bit of a sticky situation. They are 1 point out the relegation zone, though, above Everton. That's why that Everton loss was quite crucial, to be honest. So yeah, bit of an interesting one, but we both did predict Leeds as well, mate. So I had in Rodrigo for that fixture. Who did you have in?
I went with Meliek. He's actually pretty good this year.
Oh damn, mate. That's a bold one as well, to be fair. Little relegation battle game, and
I went for it.
You've gone for the goalkeeper. Mate, I respect it. I respect it highly. Next fixture then, we have got Leicester versus Arsenal. Leicester at home. Obviously, we all know the result now. Arsenal did win 1-0. Martinelli with the goal. Are Arsenal back? I mean, that's two wins now on the bounce. Would you say they're going to still be there at the end of the season, or do you think it's going to be a bit of a...
Oh, they'll definitely be there. I mean, Arsenal are a very good side. It's funny, though. You know, Leicester accumulated 0.01 XG in that game.
Did they actually?
The lowest. I'm pretty sure it's the lowest any Premier League side has ever accumulated in a game.
God, yeah.
0.01.
I've just seen they had 34% possession, one goal attempt, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm telling you, I could have been on that pitch and accumulated more than 0.01 XG. Yeah. And that's not even, I'm not even kidding. I actually think I could have. I would have just shot from the halfway line and that would have accumulated more than 0.01.
Has Maddison picked up another injury? Did he come back too early? Because he wasn't in the lineup.
I'm not sure, but that guy, someone needs to save him, man.
Oh, mate,
Maddison is just... I feel bad for him. I really do.
That first half against you guys, he was really, really, really good. I think that was his first game back, wasn't it? I think maybe they rushed him back or something. I don't really know the ins and outs about it. But yeah, it does look like without him in the side, they are kind of a different team, to be honest with you. So yeah,
I don't really know the details of it. Obviously, I know that he was linked to a move to Newcastle in January. I don't know why that didn't happen, but my word, that would have been probably the most perfect move. I think Newcastle could have won the Carabao with Maddison in their team yesterday.
Oh, mate, yeah. I mean, without Bruno Guimaraes, Newcastle are a different side, but imagine Bruno Guimaraes and then Maddison.
Guimaraes, Maddison and Joel Linton in the same midfield would have been elite, I think.
Yeah.
So.
I've got to say as well, I mean, we will get onto it very, very shortly, but Wan-Bissaka, when he came on, just
Oh mate, he is. I've said this for years
by the way.
now, and like he gets a lot of disrespect from United fans because he's not an aesthetically pleasing footballer, right? Like he runs strange. His legs don't look like they work properly in comparison to like other footballers that look nice when they play. But Wan-Bissaka is the best one-on-one defender in the world, and I won't hear any of it. Like you cannot get past that man. If there has been, I've seen so many interviews now of professional footballers. Who's the most difficult defender you've played against? They always say Wan-Bissaka. The guy. Like I don't think he'll beat United next season. I mean, like, but it's true. You see, I don't understand how that guy can put in slide tackles from angles that you simply can't. Like, it makes no sense to me. I don't think he'll beat United for much longer. I don't think that Ten Hag, like, I think he likes him, but I don't think he sees him as like a future option. I think he's looking for something different in his fullbacks. But wherever Wan-Bissaka ends up, I think he'll have a really good career because he's a really, really good defensive fullback.
Yeah. Do you think he almost suits like a team like Palace that he came from? Like maybe not a team that, I don't know.
I think, to be honest, you want a player like Wan-Bissaka behind, almost behind a player like Trent, who has absolutely no ability defensively and needs that freedom of like moving forward. Then you have someone like Wan-Bissaka whose traits aren't expansive going forward, but defensively like can't get taken on. I feel like you have a duo. Obviously Trent, like whether Trent becomes a midfielder in his career, with who knows. I feel like he probably should do, but I feel like you put Wan-Bissaka, you could put him in any team in the world as long as they have like a right-sided winger that you don't want to give any defensive responsibility to, because Wan-Bissaka can lock down that right-hand side by himself. Yeah,
100%. I mean, be interesting to see what does actually happen with him. I mean, if he hadn't played for United, I probably would. I would probably take him at Liverpool, to be honest with you, with our defensive woes. But so that was
Arsenal.
That was Arsenal. Yeah, that was Leicester versus Arsenal. Did predict that correctly. We both actually went for Arsenal, which I think was the very much.
It was safe, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a safe option, and I did have Ramsdale in goal. So yeah, happy days indeed. Who did you have, mate, in that position?
I went with the Team of the Year, Saka.
Oh, nice. Very good card. Very good card indeed. We have then got a painful one for me. Palace versus Liverpool. My God, this was like, I don't know. I can't even think of an analogy for it, to be honest with you. But it was just dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Henderson blocking, what was probably going to be a goal. I mean, we did definitely look like Núñez right now, Darwin Núñez is the only exciting thing about Liverpool right now, if you ask me. And maybe Ben Doak as well, but he's not really getting any game time because he's tearing it up in the under 21s or under 23s or whatever. So without him, we just look so lackluster. Like Jota's kind of being thrown into it, coming back from injury. He definitely does. He looks quite a bit off the pace, to be fair. Not giving him any slack or not giving him any jip or whatever. But yeah, I can't see him firing all cylinders anytime soon. It's just a bit painful. I just want Luis Diaz back, really. I really do. And just Gomez.
It's funny because I feel like Palace that is Liverpool's bogey team.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Out of all teams, I think I predicted Palace to win, but like for me it was a toss-up between a win and the draw. Nothing in my mind ever thought you were going to win that game.
No.
In fact, when you're playing 10 against 12 with Trent on their team, it is. I'm surprised. He made a few really good key passes to the Palace attack. I was surprised he didn't capitalise, really.
I don't know how. Is it Mateta? I don't know how he didn't finish his. I looked at the view from behind the goal. That was a terrible
I don't understand
miss.
Palace because like they have some absolute ballers. They picked up people like is it Odson Edouard and people like that. Then they're stuck with like Mateta and Ayew and these absolute dusty ballers up top that are just woeful. They get a good finisher. Like they are an Ivan Toney away from challenging for a Conference League spot, in my opinion. Like they really are. They're a solid team apart from their like number 9 options, really.
They almost need someone coming through the ranks a bit that can do a bit of a job, because I just don't see the pull that they have there, to be fair, especially for a player like Ivan Toney. I mean, he's just bangs in goals for fun, to be fair.
Oh yeah, I don't think they would be able to sign Toney. So that kind of player, someone's reliable in front of goal,
Yeah, and Zaha's not getting any younger as well. So
no, he's not.
But yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, it was a painful result. I had Trent in at right back, and of course I backed the Liverpool win, and it didn't come to fruition. But yeah, who did you have in then, mate?
I went with Gahey at centre back. Who,
Nice.
yeah,
Solid
do I lose
card.
him now because he's a draw? Or
You do, mate, unfortunately.
oh no!
Not ideal at all. We have then got Hoffenheim versus Dortmund, and I don't actually know the result of this. Dortmund did win. They've continued their run of win. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't a difficult fixture to to predict because Hoffenheim have literally lost their last 6. They're almost as bad as Chelsea at the moment. Yeah, Dortmund 1-0 win. Who got the goal? It was Julian Brandt, who is actually an absolute baller.
He's on fire at the minute.
Yeah.
I think he's scored in like 4 of his last 5 games or something. Like he's doing really well.
Mental. So that was a decent one. I've got team leader Jude Bellingham in for that fixture.
Wow.
Who have you got?
Went with Daniel Marlin's road to the final card.
Very good card, mate. Very good card. Well, you can keep him. We've got Leipzig versus Frankfurt, and I think you were saying, I mean, Frankfurt just got absolutely torn apart, didn't they, by Napoli in the Europa League. Is it Europa League? No.
Champions League.
Champions League, yeah.
Their first Champions League knockout game for like 20 years or something, I think.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that. I don't know.
Mental. I mean, Napoli are just on absolute fire, aren't they?
Yeah, Napoli are
fire,
ridiculous,
so
man.
I
hope Napoli win the Champions League. I really do. I just don't know if they've got the quality to beat like a Real.
Yeah, but it's just that winning mentality, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
I always think like sometimes when when you're going into like a European game, you can't like looking at league form only takes you so far. I feel like it's obviously just a completely different competition, but you get teams that are crap in the league and then just turn it on as soon as they go into the Champions League or any European game. But Napoli, to be fair, they've been doing pretty well. Very well. They're sitting comfortably at the top of the Serie A, so I think that you could see him, you know, potentially being up there at the end of the season for the Champions League. You never know. But yeah, we both backed Leipzig, so we can both keep them players. I had in Gvardiol, who I'll be using at left back.
I got him at left centre back.
Yeah, very nice, mate.
Yeah.
Very nice. We have then got Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. I think this was a draw in the end, wasn't it?
It was 1-1. Modric saved it at the end for
oh, damn. 2 pretty late goals as well.
Real, yeah. Modric came on and got the assist for the goal, I think, later on.
Yeah. Red card as well. Did you see the red card? Was it a bad?
No, I didn't see the red card. I know Correa got the red card. I didn't actually see it, though. But, I mean, that game is like... I'm surprised, actually, that it ended in a draw. But that game is good for at least 1 or 2 red cards. Simeone running on the pitch with an axe out, trying to kill people. Like, that guy... You know what I mean?
It's just absolute war as soon as them 2 teams come together. It's again, like, I know Real Madrid did beat Liverpool, but that is another fixture where kind of form, regardless of how good you have been in the past few games, it just goes out the window, essentially. I did have Eder Militao in there. We both, as well, went for a Real Madrid win. We've got quite similar predictions, to be fair. Obviously, so far we've disagreed on the Liverpool versus Palace game, but that's probably that probably would have happened anyway. Next up, mate, we've got essentially your second team, I suppose you were saying. Bayern Munich versus Union Berlin. Now, Union Berlin have actually done very well this season. I think they've overperformed performed much better than I think people probably would have expected them to. But it was a pretty comfortable win for Bayern Munich. 3-0, I think, in the end.
It was. I think they went 3-0 up in the first half as well. It was an odd game I actually missed because it was during the Carabao Cup Final, so I didn't actually watch the game. But I know that Union have been a good team this year. However, I also think, like as you say, they've overperformed. I don't think they've got the squad to maintain a sort of second or third spot in the Bundesliga. Well, maybe second or third, but they definitely weren't challenging. I don't think they're going to challenge this year. I think Dortmund have got a little late resurgence. Like I think Dortmund could potentially win the league this year.
Yeah.
But a home game for Bayern against a top 3 Bundesliga side, it usually ends up in Bayern annihilating them. Like they just turn it on at the Allianz. It's just and that's why I'm worried for PSG because PSG got to go to the Allianz next week. And I just think Bayern are going to rip them a new one. I think it could be 4-5, 6-7-0. I really do think it could be because Kimpembe's out now until autumn.
Kimpembe's out.
I think it could be it could be a very embarrassing game for PSG. I don't think Messi and Mbappe are enough to stop this Bayern side.
if Mbappe's in the kind of form that he was in the World Cup final, you never know. You never know. But
yeah,
it's whether that can happen. I do agree with you though. I think Brighton will have too much for that game.
Shout out Onion though. Onion 3 points off the top. Like, shout out to them.
Yeah.
They've been really good this season. Like, I am very impressed. I just don't think they've got like the issue is more depth and things like that. I just don't think they've got like the quality to keep it up. It's what I fear for Newcastle as well. Like,
I was about to say, would you compare them to Newcastle or the Premier League?
A little bit. I would say like they don't have quite a few of their goals have come from their centre-back Docky, who scored some vital goals this season. I think when you're relying on a centre-back to get you winning goals, I worry a little bit that you're not going to maintain. Like, there'll be a game or two soon against a team you expect to beat where you're not going to get that winning goal and it's going to end in a 0-0 or a 1-1 or something, and they're the points you drop where it's just like, well, that's it now, the title's out of your hands.
Yeah, fully agree, mate. Fully agree. Well, yeah, I had in Leroy Sane at left wing. Who did you have?
I have Clavenberg's winter wildcard.
Oh, solid card, mate. Solid card. We've got 2 fixtures left. We have got Spurs versus Chelsea. Yeah, Skip with a lovely finish, got to be said.
Kepa's got to save that, in my opinion.
Do you think?
Yeah,
I think
so.
I mean, yeah. It's... No, I would actually agree, to be honest with you. It is like fading away very slightly, but I think if Alisson didn't save that, I would be probably a little bit upset.
Yeah, you'd be angry.
Same with De Gea.
I think to be honest, I think most Premier League standard goalkeepers save that. I think that's where Kepa's height is maybe a bit of an issue, because he doesn't get this like a strong enough hand behind it, where someone who's maybe 2 or 3 inches taller, who's stood a little bit higher, might be able to get a stronger palm to it, stop it from going in. But,
yeah. Bit mad, but Chelsea still on a horrific run of form. 1 goal, I think, in 2023.
I love this game,
and that being João Felix. So, God, it's just mental, absolutely crazy. Chelsea fans, how long are you giving Potter? How long would you give Potter? Do you think he'll still be here at the end of the season? Because at the moment, I think it's literally relegation form, isn't it? It's absolutely awful. They're closer to the relegation zone than they are to top 4 now. Crazy, absolutely crazy. I had in Harry Kane, mate, up top for me. Who have you got?
Heung-min Son, because I predicted a draw, so I thought put someone in. I'll put Heung-min in that like purple card.
Yes, very nice. I predicted the draw as well, mate. So my Harry Kane will be getting removed. Final fixture then, and it is the team that you support: Manchester United versus Newcastle in the Carabao Cup Final. I'm sure.
What a trophy for Man United!
Yeah, but you've always got to win the first one, haven't you, mate? To be fair, it's been 6 years.
Love it.
You deserved it. I think you cruised it, to be honest, in the end.
I just think we didn't get out of second gear. I was sat on a table with 2 Newcastle fans and 2 Arsenal fans, and they were sat there telling me how Newcastle dominated the game. And I thought, if the possession stat is the only thing you look at, yeah, sure, Newcastle dominated that game. But United didn't get out of second gear and defended everything that got thrown at them like it was a training ground game. You know what I mean? That was never going to be a game that I was worried about losing. I think that you play that game 10 more times and Newcastle still don't score a goal with the way they played. No,
Casemiro was just unbelievable once again. Got to give it to Anthony. I've actually given him a bit of stick recently. I thought he had an alright game, to be fair. Absolutely tore Dan Burn apart in a couple of instances. But yeah, I still something about Anthony. I'd still just like to see a lot more from him personally. I don't actually think he's a United player. I don't really think he suits your team, to be honest. But
I would look at him in a similar fashion to the way I looked at Henderson in that Liverpool team for 3 or 4 years when you were challenging Champions Leagues and winning Premier League trophies. Like, he isn't, in my opinion, he was never good enough to walk into a Champions League winning midfield. But what he brought wasn't just his technical ability, but his work rate and the way the team performed with him in the team. And I think with Anthony, it's similar. his work rate, first of all, is really, really good as a right winger. He gets back a lot and helps out. But also, like, the way we play with him in the team, having that sort of stretched right-hand side allows us to play a lot more fluid, a lot more freely in the attack. That we simply don't play when Sancho or Bruno's out on the right. We don't play that same way. So I think, you know, he doesn't necessarily bring a goal or an assist every game, but it's kind of what he provides sort of off the ball for the rest of the team that makes it work, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is quite a bold thing to say as well, but do you think he could, in time, develop not into, like, not playing as necessarily like a winger where you're going to expect a goal and assist, like you said, like every game or every other game, to someone that is purely like a workhorse for the team? I know he is at the moment anyway, but I feel like when people saw that you purchased him for £100 million or 100 mil euros, whatever it was, people, I thought, would probably expect, you know, a goal or assist. Do you think that, like, the expectations from maybe United fans or just football fans in general will change in that sense?
No, I don't think they'll ever change, because people always expect that from a £100 million signing. But
yeah,
I think you need to look at why he was 100 mil. First of all, we could have got him for 40 if we got him in the start of the window, but our owners, being incompetent, refused to originally. And second of all, there really isn't a profile out there like Anthony right now. And it's why we spent so much and why we chased him and why we demanded him. Same with Frankie de Jong. So Anthony's profile, being that hug the touchline right-sided winger, there isn't many wingers in world football at the moment that have that kind of profile and that would fit Ten Hag's team like Anthony does. Which is why he wanted him specifically. Like, a lot of wingers these days are sort of inside forwards, and they play a lot differently to the way Anthony does. Anthony likes to hug that touchline. He likes to stay as wide as possible, get the ball to his feet, do his fancy tricks, lay the ball off, kind of provide that outlet on the right. We definitely shouldn't have paid 100 mil, but at the same time, like, if for 5 years we've got a player that makes this team play better, I'm not worried about how much we spent on him. I think, people will criticise him for the next 5, 10, 15 years for how much he costs, but ultimately what he'll bring to this team, there's not many I'm not saying he's the best right winger in the world, anything like that, but there's not many players that will bring that same profile, and I think that's why we pursued him and we were so adamant on signing him specifically. Now, like I said, there's other right wingers you can get that are probably way better than Anthony, but for how the team plays, there isn't a huge amount of players that fit that profile. So I think that's why he's so important to Ten Hag. Yeah,
I think that's a very fair point, to be fair. Very fair point indeed. Well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. I've actually got Anthony in my team for that fixture. I've got to pay him some justice, to be fair. Like, you know, I've got to do it. Who did you have in?
I went with road to the final, Martial.
Nice. Lovely stuff. All right, well, there we are. We have also got one spot remaining. My remaining spot was my Cam, who, in that spot, I will go for a bit of Alawiran. Why not? Who are you going to be putting in your blank spot, mate?
I've got left back as my blank spot. Can I go with literally anybody? Or
anyone,
can I go with
you
the
want,
Man United player?
Yeah, of course. Anyone.
Right, I'll have Malacia then.
Nice. Very good card as well. Really good card. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. We will go ahead and buy the rest of these players, dive into a game, and the loser gets a search and discard. Let's go. Right. Here we go, mate. Good luck. I think I'm going to need it, to be honest with you.
Bukayo. Bang.
Oh, my God.
Bukayo.
Jesus.
Yeah, have him.
Jesus.
Injure him early.
Oh, lovely little chip. Go on. Go on, Sane.
Bronzes.
Here we go.
Keep forgetting who's a bronze and who's not.
Yeah.
Oh,
go on.
Come on, Bukayo, mate.
Go on.
That's all you
Here we are.
Big win. No.
Oh my God, I could have just taken that down. That is a shame. Ooh. Playing out from the back. Here we go.
Risky.
Oh. Oh, that's a red. Wait, what? What? Why is that?
Tactical. What a foul that is. What a foul. Honestly, big brain, lads.
Was that? That must have been offside then.
Oh my word.
Oh Lord.
Let's relax here, fellas.
Must have been offside then.
There it is. Oh, that's beautiful.
That is
for
fantastic.
flip's
We love it,
sake.
boys. We love it. The little
For
opening.
God's
Anthony Martial.
sake, man.
Beautiful.
Did not need that at all. Oh my days. Are you mental?
Green.
Don't you dare,
Oh.
Ramsdale. Well done, my friend. Well done. Oh my God. Referee.
No,
Send him off.
man.
Oh, he's actually. Oh, my God.
You're joking. I did not think that was a red card. He turned as I put the challenge in. He like turned around.
I did one of them. What's the like? You hold RB, is it? And it like rolls the ball to the side. Jeez.
It's alright. I'll score that.
Oh
No!
my
I thought I was
lord. Right, okay, that puts me in a better position, although I still need to get a goal.
Yeah, we'll have that.
For the referee,
time.
come on.
Couldn't come quicker.
I'm on the attack. Well, there we are. I've had one shot. This is like Leicester versus Arsenal at the
Yeah,
moment.
you're trying to rival Leicester's goal difference here, isn't it? Expected goals, sorry.
Oh, 0.0 expected goals. It's not good. That's him.
Nah, think green. I need to green him if I'm trying to score them.
Oh, just to come home.
No! Oh.
Literally tackled my own player.
Oh, that should be a red card for you wiping out your own player like that. If I wiped out your player like that, it'd be a red card. Martial! Martial? Malacia is what I meant to say. I said Marcia, but I almost said Martial and Malacia the same way. Marcia!
I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this.
Not another one!
No, not again.
Why not have you taken a massive touch there? I don't get it.
Sorry, there's about flipping 3 men. Jesus.
Many men put pressure on me. Oh!
Oh, God, Leroy Sané.
Flip it up.
Alright, am I going to have one last opportunity? Here we go. The man, all he needed to do was flipping control that. Well, there we are, guys. 2-0. Bad loss for me. I did only have one centre-back, one defender, though. So, it is what it is. It is what it is, unfortunately. Yeah, also, guys, I was not playing with Alawiran the whole of that game because when I went to, put my team together, as you can see, I didn't have Alawiran in there. Even though I did put him in when we were recording that segment of the video. I don't know why I just put in this bronze guy. Nightmare. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into the discards. Rather worried, not going to lie. So here we are, mate. Far away.
Is it just one?
It's 2, mate, because...
2.
Yes, 2.
And you went with a 4-3-3-4.
Yeah.
You go with your left back and right wing.
2 bronzes. Thank God for that. Aww. Jesus. Got Calvin Ramsey and just some random English guy called Hennigan. So, won't even bother discarding them. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to smash a like. That'd be incredible. Go and check out Haber's channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.